Okay, I am pulling a 225 kilogram crate. That is really, really heavy, considering I only weigh about 65 kilograms. Okay, I'm going to draw my free body diagram. I'm going to label my forces. My force of gravity is equal to mg, which is equal to 225 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared. Go right off the bat here. My force of gravity is equal to 2,205 newtons. Wowzers. Okay, now my force normal is just the force that's completely opposite. It's what's normally there. We don't even really pay attention to it much, unless you're a really smart physics student. You have 2,205 newtons, just pointing in the opposite direction. Now I say, let's say, I'm applying with a force, so I have an applied force, and I'm already telling you it's 710 newtons. And what is this? If the coefficient of friction, so we got to work out there's some friction over here, always friction. They tell you force of friction, just get a little background information. Force of friction is equal to mu Fn. Say the coefficient of friction is equal to 0.2. This is the letter mu. Looks like a sloppy U or M. So kind of cross those two words together and call it mu. All right. So that's what I'm given right here. I already know that. I can find my force of friction. All right. So how do we always start off these problems? So there's some background information. We go sum of the forces, or force net, is equal to mass times acceleration. Now sometimes that A is 0, but not in our case. Sometimes. So sometimes this is a really simple equation, but not in our case. We actually have acceleration. All right? So let's go find that. All right, so force net, what are the two forces? Our two forces are going to be force applied plus a negative force of friction in the opposite direction. That's why there's a negative sign. And our crate is going to be accelerating. So let's put in all the information we know. We know that there's 710 newtons for the force applied because of this information. We know the force of friction is up here, mu. I'm going to put 0.2 times my force normal, 2,205 newtons. Right, I'll put this parentheses. Where did I get that from? I got it from right here. And then I'm going to set it equal to mass, 225 kilograms, times my A. We're trying to solve for A. Put in all my numbers. I get 710 minus 0.2, 2,205 newtons, divide by 225 kilograms, 225 kilograms, 225 kilograms. Got to put my A here. All these things cancel out. When you work this out, please do it in your calculator. You should get A is equal to 1.19 meters per second squared. Voila. 1.2 meters per second squared. Probably better.